The Yorkshire Coastcast with Paddy. Loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places.
Hello and welcome to episode 62. Coming up, Scarborough Fair's new festival manager, Catherine Goble, tells us what's coming up this year. At Explosion Rocks, Cambridge Street in Scarborough, we speak to a resident. Finally, Lions prepare for their 10k race on the beach. And we smash the LYKE WAKE WALK. Also, we'll hear from Scarborough and District MENCAP, who are desperately trying to make improvements for people in this area. It's all coming up on episode 62 of the Yorkshire Coastcast podcast with me, Paddy Billington, and brought to you by the team at This Is The Coast, the local commercial radio station for the Yorkshire Coast. By the way, you can get us online at thisisthecoast.co.uk, on DAB digital radio, on your smart speaker, on the This Is The Coast app, on Roku TV as well. And the podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts from, be it Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or always on our website and app. Right, we'll start with Scarborough Fair, which is back later this month with Scarborough Streets. I love it. I think it does wonders for the town, its identity, provides a great platform for all the creative people that we have in this area as well, and long may continue. It was announced recently that Julian Caddy, the festival director, was departing his role to take on another opportunity down south. And stepping into the role of festival manager is Catherine Goble. But she's been involved with Scarborough Fair since it began. And as we find out, she's got all the tools needed to take Scarborough Fair forward.
I was the festival coordinator for 2.5 years when we first started, but with Julian Caddy leaving, the festival director, I've stepped up into a festival manager position.
But you have lots of experience in this, don't you? For those that don't know, just talk about your background, actually.
Yeah, so I've got a degree in events management. That seems a long time ago now, but I do. And then before I worked for Scarborough Fair, I was working in Hull as the marketing and events coordinator for Hull Bid. I was doing that for 8.5 years. So yeah, plenty of experience, I suppose, in putting on events.
Yes, and you are very much a local, aren't you, to Scarborough?
Yes. Lived here over 2 years now. Fully embraced it. Love living here.
Yeah. We've got the smell of brochures all around. Very strong smell of brochures. Many thousands. So it means that Scarborough Fair is back, imminent. Just tell us what's coming up.
It does. So the brochure itself has 4 festivals within it. So we've got Big Ideas by the Sea, with whom we partner. So it has their events in it as well. We've got Scarborough Streets, which is coming up at the end of May. So there's a timetable in there for what's going on. Then we've got Scarborough Fringe and Scarborough Art. So Fringe is the 12th to the 21st of June. And all the listings for all the events that are happening in Fringe are in the brochure. And then also Scarborough Art, which is art exhibitions, workshops, open studios, all the listings for that. And there's a handy daily diary at the back as well, so that you can see what's happening at a glance as well.
Yes, the brochures are great, really useful. So Streets is first, and lots to look forward to.
Yes, as always, plenty of activity happening literally in the streets of the town centre from 11am to 4pm on the 29th to the 31st of May. We have 4 performance areas, one outside Poundland, one on Aberdeen Walk, one on North Street and one in the Crescent Gardens. We've got mixtures of magic, circus skills, music, dance, theatre, anything that you can possibly think of that can happen on the street is happening that weekend.
Yeah, and on previous Scarborough Streets festivals, it has been great, hasn't it? You don't quite know what you're going to get around each corner. There's a bit of a surprise, and it might be locals or it might be people that have travelled far and wide to be here, but it does create that streets festival feel, and the town centre is a great location for it. You know, it's always great seeing everything pop up in the Crescent Gardens, for example.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere in the town centre when we've built stuff there. Crescent Gardens, as you say, beautiful spot for things happening. This year we've got a youth musicians stage on the Friday, which is musicians aged between just 5 years old and 20 years old that will be doing sets throughout the day there. We have the learning zone from the museums doing a Dress a Donkey to Take to the Beach craft workshop. On the Sunday we've got DJ skills workshops and circus skills workshops and various things happening with the National Literacy Trust on the Saturday as well. So Crescent Gardens, definitely a place to be. But then, yes, things that you can just stumble across in the town centre as well as you're going about your shopping.
And what I like about Scarborough Fair as well is just how it has given an identity to a lot of creative people in this town, actually. And one example of that is Eastborough, near the market, and how that's become a bit of an artistic hub, hasn't it? And I think that's in no small part to Scarborough Fair, really, and it's become a bit of a hub, and you feel like that is something that could expand.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think having Scarborough Art and the platform, and Scarborough Fringe as well, actually, having the platform for people to put on these events really sort of kick-started them into doing something with the Arts Quarter, which is the area that you're sort of talking about, which has got the Shakespeare and Glass Box Gallery and 49 Newborough, and also things like Gallery 33 and Mandy Apple that were already there, but have become part of that whole, I suppose. And yes, I think having something where they could sort of hang their hat on it, I suppose, and go, yes, we actually want to do something for this, and we can provide venues that will enable various different artists and performers to exhibit or perform in those spaces, I think has been a real help. So we've all worked together to sort of make that happen, I suppose.
Yeah. And there's a bit more of a collaboration now with the Stephen Josie Theatre as well?
Yes, so our Streets programme is funded by the York and North Yorkshire Combined Authority through the Stephen Joseph Theatre, who then second us to do the events for the Streets programme. So that's not just the May Streets that we've got coming up. We've also got a Fringe Streets, which is enabling fringe performers to do excerpts from their performances in the street. It's good publicity for them. It animates the high street, so yeah, it's perfect. And then we've got an art fair as well happening on the first Saturday of Scarborough Art, where artists will have gazebos in the street, sort of bringing the art to the people, if you like, so that people can buy their work, they can see them in action, doing demonstrations, there's opportunities to get involved yourself. And then looking forward as well, we've got our Autumn Streets happening in October, and then a Countdown to Christmas event in December as well.
Okay, can you tell us about that at this stage?
Which bit of it?
Yeah, well, all of it actually, and certainly the Christmas thing.
Yeah, so it will be part of Scarborough Lights, I suppose, which we'll be doing again this year, which runs November, December. We've got a drone display at the castle again, which we've got tickets on sale for now, early bird tickets, so go and grab those. And then it's just sort of more street entertainment, I suppose, happening in the Saturdays leading up to Christmas in December. It just makes for a really nice atmosphere whilst people are doing their Christmas shopping. We had choirs singing, we had people singing carols. Yeah, it was just really lovely last year, so we're doing it all again. Great.
And then obviously your hope will be that Scarborough Fair does continue. You know, you've built this brand up from scratch, and you just want it to continue.
Yes, that's the intention. We're currently within North Yorkshire Council, but we're looking to transition to become a CIO, which enables us to get more funding, hopefully more sponsorship. If anybody's listening and wants to sponsor us, do get in touch. And then, yeah, so that's the intention, is to just carry it on, really. The demand is there for it. People are really behind it now. It's gaining momentum all the time. People are coming from elsewhere to perform as well. So it's sort of spreading the word nationally. So yeah, hopefully it'll continue for a long time yet.
And how much time are you spending in the office here at the Spa compared to being out and about preparing for these events and delivering all these brochures?
Yeah, this morning I've been out and about delivering brochures to all sorts of different venues. Because there's only me at the moment, it means that I do have to be doing everything, which is fine. But yeah, so do go and pick up brochures from anywhere you can find them. But yes, I'm not spending much time in the office, but that's all right, because, you know, the planning all happens in my head while I'm driving around anyway.
But there is a position, isn't there, for someone to be an assistant in terms of marketing, sponsorships, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so we've got two positions out at the moment. We've got a festival assistant, which would be helping with the sort of day-to-day running of the festival, planning it, all of that, probably helping me deliver brochures. We all sort of muck in together. And then we've got a marketing and development coordinator freelance job, which we're doing through the SJT, which is the freelance post. And so that would be to deal with the marketing, as you'd expect, and also hopefully getting some sponsors and funding.
Yeah, great. Okay, and of course you have the pleasure of working down here, I guess, don't you, with yourself and promoting Scarborough, really, not just to visitors but also to locals and all the creativity in this town. There's so much of it.
There really is. I mean, I would say about 95% of the people that take part in Scarborough Fair, one way or another, fringe, art, extreme, lights, whatever it might be, are local. And it really is a festival by the people of Scarborough for the people of Scarborough. People often think it's just for tourists. It isn't. Tourists obviously welcome, but residents absolutely come along. You know, it happens outside the main tourist season, a lot of it, deliberately to try and get residents to come and enjoy the beauty of Scarborough as well.
Okay. Good luck with it, and we're looking forward to, I think, doing a live show from the town centre for Scarborough Streets later on this month, so looking forward to seeing you then.
Yes, look forward to it.
And that was Scarborough Fair's festival manager, Catherine Goble, and we are really excited to be involved in broadcasting live from Scarborough Streets later this month. We've got news all about it, actually, at thisisthecoast.co.uk, and make sure you grab one of those brochures as well. The Scarborough Fair office is down at the Spa in Scarborough South Bay, and if you can display any of those brochures, I'm sure they'd be delighted to give you a box of them. Just get in touch with Scarborough Fair on social media.
The Yorkshire Coastcast, loving life in Yorkshire.
Well, there was drama in Cambridge Street Scarborough after a suspected gas explosion at a residential property in the early hours of Friday, the 8th of May. Emergency services were called at around 5:45. A couple of people from the property were taken to hospital. I actually managed to speak to the next door neighbour, who was among a number of residents who'd been evacuated from the area and were standing out on the street about an hour or so after the incident happened.
My name is Monza, and I live just next to the house that had a gas explosion.
Okay.
It was just about 5:15 when all of a sudden a big room. So basically all the neighbors, we just ran outside, and we realized that the front door and the sitting room window was all blown up, and we rang the emergency service, and you can see the rest of it.
So you live next door?
Yes, I do live next door, and my house had the walls coming down and big cracks, and I don't know when I'm going to be allowed to go back in the house. I'm in my pyjamas and I'm so cold.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have been told to leave their homes. And your neighbours, are they okay?
Yeah, I've seen them coming out, so they even had Alfie, which is the dog. It's a brother and a sister. I think it was just downstairs, the gas leak or whatever it was, because I could see there was light at the top floor, so probably they were just in the bedroom. Or
lucky they were not downstairs. Okay,
yes.
And nobody's told you when you might be able to go back home?
No, that's no.
Well, hopefully some people might be able to point you in the direction of some warmth, or maybe a cafe or something.
I think they're trying to arrange for the spa pub on Victoria Road to be open, just to give us some teas and coffees. Yeah. But we've not heard anything, so we're still standing here.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least you're safe. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks.
Well, Scarborough Spa was opened up for people affected to get some warmth and some hot meals and some drinks as well. But there was a real great rallying around from the community. Scarborough Street offered to open their doors as well. And the YMCA Theatre in Scarborough said, come along, have some hot drinks, enjoy some free films and some shelter. So, a great effort from the local community, and hopefully everyone will be able to get back to their homes sooner rather than later. The damage to the affected property looks really, really quite bad. And, of course, our thoughts are with those who were affected by the incident. We'll keep an eye on that. This is thecoast.co.uk and on air as well.
The Yorkshire Coastcast, loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places. This is The Coast.
Coming up on episode 62 of the Yorkshire Coastcast podcast, we complete challenge number 2 of 7 in our rainbow of challenges for the Rainbow Centre in Scarborough. We've done the Yorkshire Three Peaks in April, and this time it was the LYKE WAKE WALK, 40 miles across barren moorland in what turned out to be horrendous weather from start to finish. Honestly, the rain and the cold and the wind was relentless throughout the entire day. I'm getting shivers just thinking about it. But we did it. And I've got to say massive thank you to those who have continued to donate to our cause. There's another big 5 big challenges to come in the next 5 months. So more on that coming up very, very shortly. A few highlights from what was a great day out on the moors, but a very, very cold and wet day. So all for a great cause. Firstly, though, Andrew Snake from our news team has been speaking to Mike Gibson from Filey Lions about the return of the 10K beach race next month.
Yeah, it's something that has grown certainly over the past 10 years. We had about 250 runners last year. So far, we've already got 152 registered, and the age ranges are like between 17 and 75, so it's a real diverse selection of runners.
What will be happening on the day?
Well, the whole idea of the day is registration starts from 9 a.m, and that's down by the sailing club on near the Cobbled Landing, with the race due to start at 10 o'clock. But prior to that, we've got a warm-up from a lady called Zoe Rushton, who runs Garage Dance. She did the warm-up for us last year and went down really well. We've got the Phoenix cheerleaders down there cheering the runners off and welcoming them back. So it should be a fun day.
Fantastic. And is there a target in mind to raise from the day?
No, I mean, basically the money we raise goes to the general things that Lions do during the year. I mean, to give you an example, we've recently given away just under £10,000 to 30 different organisations. We've just purchased a new defib machine, which is based on the Cobbled Landing outside the lifeboat station, and that's managed and maintained by Filey Lions.
Excellent. Oh, that's really good. I mean, presumably this race will be part of plenty of things going on to raise money in the summer.
Yeah, we've got this going on. We've got the golf day, which we do in July. We attend all the food festivals. We've got the ball race coming up in August. So there's lots of things to do that just raises money that the Lions sort of redistribute back into the community. I mean, we're lucky we've got some great sponsors this year with Hunters Estate Agents, we've got Tesco's, Wild Top Brewery, Filey Town Tourism Association, Five Lees. They're all supporting us on various events. And this is what the Lions do. It's raising money to put back into local community.
That is brilliant. That's great, mate. Is there anything at all you'd like to add at all?
If you want to register, if you go to the Race Best website, which is racebest.com, they're handling that side of it for us. You can get the link through the Filey Lions website, and you can register on the day, but only if there's spaces available. And that, if you definitely want to do it, get onto the Race Best website.
Thank you very much for your time, Mike, and obviously wish you well with the race next month.
Fantastic. Thanks for your help, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
That was Mike Gibson speaking to Andrew from the This Is the Coast news team.
The Yorkshire Coastcast. Loving life in Yorkshire.
Right, this next bit's definitely going to make me feel cold again as we review challenge number 2 of 7 for the Rainbow Centre, our Rainbow of Challenges. 7 challenges in 7 months for the Rainbow Centre. We knew that just doing the Yorkshire Three Peaks wouldn't be enough. Everyone knows that me and my other half like to get out and do this sort of stuff. So it had to be 7 challenges. And challenge 3, by the way, this is going to be a fun one next month. Walking up and down the McBean steps in Scarborough around 32 plus times to do 10,000 actual steps. That is going to be hard work. That's challenge 3. That's something to look forward to, or dread actually, next month. Firstly though, here's how it went in awful weather last Sunday during the bank holiday weekend. And we had a lovely day on Saturday. It was a lovely day on Monday. Sunday was rotten from start to finish. But it certainly made it a challenge as we travelled from Osmotherley to Ravenscar on foot, one end of the North York Moors to the other, 40 miles. We set off just after 5 o'clock this morning for the LYKE WAKE WALK, and we are about 7 miles in now, aren't we?
We are. It's full of mist and rain.
We're here at Lordstones at the moment, which is down in a bit of a dip between Carlton Moor, which we've just been up. It's about 1,300 feet high. We've got a 40-mile trek across the North York Moors. And this is quite a tough bit because we're up and down on the Cleveland Hills. So next up we're on to Kringle Moor, and then we're up onto another hill, and then we go up Claybank to Round Hill, the highest part of the North York Moors. And then we're on this old railway line for about 5 miles, just goes on and on and on. And then we get to the line in, don't we? And then after that,
we do, but we're not going to worry about it, are we? Because you're doing really well.
Yeah, after the line in, it's like 20 miles of just Well, they call it the Bog of Doom, don't they? It's a long, boggy stretch of moorland, especially after rain like this. This is one of those few places where we can actually talk because we just come off the top of the hill again, lots of ups and downs, and it was...
What was that weather?
It was wild up there. Sideways rain.
And where it hurts your face as it hits you, I think there's only one word that could describe it. It's brutal. We were hoping for a pop-up coffee van just at the little car park, but there was nobody there.
Nobody there. Like at Lordstone's, it wasn't open. We thought we might get a bacon butty, but no. So what we are hoping, well, I mean, we know the line-in's going to be open. The problem is that everyone's going to be turning up for their Sunday dinners, and we'll be 20 miles in, absolutely saturated, freezing cold, and we won't be having a Sunday dinner, will we?
We won't. You're not even having a bowl of chips.
Oh, I did say earlier, can I have a bowl of chips? No, we're on a mission. We are not too far away from the line-in on Blakey Ridge, and we cannot really wait to get there, can we?
There's cold, and then there's cold.
You would not think it's early May, honestly. It is bitter. Just taking my gloves off to be able to do this, and the colour of my hands ain't nice. You don't even look at yours.
No, they're staying in their gloves.
Yeah. Finding it hard to talk because my mouth is sort of frozen. It's been wild up on the top. We thought the worst of the weather would probably be on the Cleveland Hills, all the ups and downs, but it's been the top on the old railway line. This bit heading towards Blakey and the line-in, which has just been so cold, hasn't it?
Freezing,
wet.
and no visibility.
Worse to come, because after the line-in, then we're into sort of that boggy area. We've got half the moors to go, another 20 miles, and the path isn't like this. This is an old railway track, so we've got quite a good pace.
But what we have decided is we are now going to have that bowl of chips.
Yeah. So all that recording took place in the first half of the walk. The second half, well, it was all about just focusing on getting across the very boggy moorland in very difficult weather conditions. So the next bit we recorded was actually at the end of the walk. So, Nikki, the LYKE WAKE WALK completed. How do you sum it up?
It was very cold, it was very windy. We love bad weather and cold weather, but it put us to our test.
It's a long way, isn't it? That second half, we knew it was going to be boggy. We knew it was going to feel like it was going on and on and on, but it really, really did. You just don't feel like you're making any progress at all. It just goes on, doesn't it, that section?
It does. But what we had was no visibility, so we actually didn't know that we were moving anywhere. We were just kind of on the spot, adjusting our heads in the clouds, and was just hoping for the best.
Because a lot of people can see RAF Fylingdales, and then they get to a certain point where they can see the mast at the end of Ravenscar, and they say that it never seems to get nearer. They're looking at it for hours and hours and hours, but we couldn't see anything.
And we never even saw it.
No. Well, this is the funny thing. We finished at Ravenscar right below the mast, and the weather was so bad, we didn't even see the mast, even when we were...
Underneath it.
Underneath it, exactly.
Yeah, we had our torches, we pulled in to the car park on our weary legs, about 11:30, was it? About 11:30, and it was just, where is it? Where's the tower?
Yeah, we never saw it at all, even when we got there. How are you feeling?
Do you know what? Pretty good. No blisters, not really any aches or pains, just that dull. We did 40 miles yesterday.
Yeah, you can feel it, can't you? You can feel that you've done something. We have had a little 1 mile walk today, we at Skinning Grove on the way back, which was nice, but we couldn't really do anything too active. And like, we got aches where we've been carrying the rucksacks and things like that, where you've got a rucksack on your back for 19 hours, really heavy rucksack.
Well, yeah, and obviously with our rucksacks, because we're unsupported, we did have to make sure that we had all the equipment for health and safety. We needed food, we needed liquids, and it was enough liquids that, if you get into any situations, that you can get yourself through. So for what we took for us to support ourselves, it does make heavy bags.
The only place that we could get anything was the line-in at Blakey, but it was very busy. It was a Sunday afternoon, lots of people in there having roast dinners. We did get a bowl of chips each and a cup of tea. Really, the most important thing there was just to try and get warm, but we found it hard, didn't we?
Yeah, but by that time, so the rain had been so bad, it had leaked. We've got leakages inside, and we'd taken spare clothing in case this happened, and there was a bit of a leak in a bag, and then you came out the toilets all shivering, and you'd put your little leggings on, and you nearly put your shoes in the fire, didn't you, to dry them out?
Well, I did. People were worried that I was going to set fire to my shoes because I wanted them to get as close to the flames as possible. I mean, they did nearly set alight.
Just put them on the floor like everybody else, not stand them up next to the flames.
For anyone thinking of doing the LYKE WAKE WALK, it's very different to a Cleveland Way or a Coast to Coast, which is very well waymarked and signposted, with lots of bits where you can actually just get refreshment, have a little bit of a breather, a bit of shelter. It's not like that at all, is it? You are out on the moor from start to finish.
You are, and like you just said, there is no signposts.
You do need to have your wits about you with navigation. But we really enjoyed it. Would we do it again? Would you do it again?
Well, I don't know. So this was our third time. Trying. Okay, so the first 2 times we didn't because, it can be a mental challenge. And so well done to you for actually going past the points you were slightly nervous of. You did very well. But then the challenge was for both of us to get through another 18 miles of moor with no visibility, nobody about. In the whole walk, we started at 5 a.m, we finished at 11:30 at night. We didn't pass anybody else doing the walk.
No, we didn't pass anyone doing the LYKE WAKE WALK, and we didn't see a single soul after 20 miles. So for 20 whole miles going across the North York Moors, we saw nobody. Probably for good reason. The weather was horrendous. And actually, the paths do disappear into bogs. So, you do have to have your wits about you. If it's a really nice day, then, oh, look, there's Sarah Fallendales. Let's just keep heading for that. But if it was like what we had yesterday, where it was just thick fog and heavy rain and icy conditions, and you try to protect yourself from the elements, the bog can get you down. Literally, the bog of doom.
Yeah, the bog of doom. It can. So you're just wandering along, your eyes, you're even focused, and then all of a sudden, you're sinking. It is a lot of fun. Although it was a challenge, I think we really enjoyed it, didn't we?
Yeah, all for the Rainbow Centre too.
All for the Rainbow Centre, and we're really pleased as well that the weather was out of our comfort zone because actually that really did put a challenge to both of us.
The Yorkshire Coastcast, loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places. This is the coast.
And if you would like to make a donation, it's all for the amazing Rainbow Centre. They help people in crisis in the Scarborough area, and they help hundreds and hundreds of people every single month, if not more. Then you can donate at justgiving.com/page/rainbow challenges. That is justgiving.com/page/rainbow challenges. Massive thank you to Robert and Joyce for their £50 donation plus £12.50 gift aid. Well done so far, Paddy and Nikki. Keep going. You need more donations for your efforts. Phil B, keep going. £30 plus £7.50 gift aid. Doorstep Adventures, such a generous £50 donation as well. Well done, what a great effort and a fabulous charity to be supporting. So thank you for those, the latest donations at justgiving.com/page/rainbow challenges. Right, we're going to round things off with episode 62 of the Yorkshire Coastcast podcast with Andrew's chat with Jenny Stamford from Scarborough District MENCAP. They are working hard to bring better facilities to the community in this area, as Andrew's found out.
My son, Edward, a lot of people know Edward because he works on the till in the charity shop. He was 2. My health visitor said there was a toddler group that he might benefit from, and that it was held at a building called Brookley, 60 Valley Road. So I went along there and I joined the young mums group, and ever since that day, Edward and I have had services, and the whole family have been supported by Scarborough District MENCAP. So throughout his childhood, throughout teenage years, when he moved into his own supported flat, and now he has a day service which enables him to have work experience through helping in the MENCAP charity shop. So lifelong help and support, which I know personally is really helpful to the person and their family. And we want to make sure that there are facilities in the future for other families and people with a learning disability and autism. So we recognise that the current building that we have in Valley Road is just about at its end of its ability to provide the facilities that are going to be needed in the future. So we've launched a campaign to raise funds. We want £1.2 million. We are in the process of asking the local community, how could you help us? We've applied for grant applications. We'll be talking to local and statutory organisations, and we just need people to get behind the appeal. We've got a charity shop in town, which is in the Balmoral Centre, so people can come in and make a donation at that place. Or we've got a website where they can make a donation. We have a Facebook page, and it's about people thinking perhaps local organisations would like to make a donation, or they might want to do a fundraising event to help us.
Brilliant. I was going to say, and presumably as the months and maybe years go by, we're going to hear more about this Big Build project.
Absolutely. We've already made a start. Now we've got full planning permission. As soon as we've got funding committed, then we can take it to the next stage and actually start the building.
Brilliant. And anybody listening in thinking, I want to get involved, what should they do?
They can contact us through hello@scarborough-mencap.org.uk. They can ring us up on 01723 374 819, or they can just pop into the charity shop and make themselves known. We contact us through our website, our Facebook, and the more people who get behind this, the quicker we'll be able to have that new building. Brilliant.
And I mean, it's so important, isn't it, Boss? It sounds like it's been life-changing for you and your family.
Indeed it has. My son has learned how to talk, how to communicate, how to be social, has had his extra energy has been channeled into good activities, and even as a 46-year-old, he has huge development stages and increased his confidence, his ability to communicate. He's known by name. He's EJ the DJ at the Railway Club on a Wednesday. He is a Special Olympics swimmer on a Saturday night with the swimming club. He's a bowler on a Saturday morning, and he helps in the charity shop during the day. And all of this was unimaginable from his early life. And we just want to make sure we are still fundraising. We're doing it on a full-time basis now, to make sure that the same help and support is available to future people with a learning disability and autism, and also their families, because I've had an incredible amount of support personally, and it can be hard. There can be hard and tough challenges during their lives, and having other people, having friends who've got people with a learning disability has been incredibly helpful to me over the years.
And that was Jenny Stanford there from MENCAP in Scarborough, talking about her and her son and their plans. Please do get behind them if you can. It is a wonderful, wonderful charity. They do wonders for people in this area. And always pop into that charity shop whenever I can in the Balmoral Centre in Scarborough. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening to episode 62 of the Yorkshire Coastcast podcast. Don't forget, you can get us anywhere you get your podcast from: Spotify, Apple, YouTube. This is thecoast.co.uk/podcasts, the This Is The Coast app, and you can ask your smart speaker to play the latest episode of the Yorkshire Coastcast podcast.
The Yorkshire Coastcast. The people, the places.
And if you can leave a positive review, that'd be great as well. I'll leave that with you. Thank you so much for listening.
The Yorkshire Coastcast.
Loving